Welcome to Hate to Lose, where we enjoy sports while being encouraged, because we don't just hate to lose with our teams, we hate to lose in life. I am your host, Christian John Bradley, and let's just jump right in. NFL Preseason week number 2. And we start in none other than the city of Dallas, because we have a Cowboys conundrum. Let's get to work. A rotten core cannot produce good fruit. In the same way, Jerry Jones cannot produce a winning culture with the Dallas Cowboys. In a competitive sport, anything that doesn't lend itself to the team competing at the highest level in the field of play is rotten. And we've seen this play out, especially this offseason and preseason. Here's what I mean. First, Jerry Jones unprofessionally engaging in the contract negotiations with his best player, Micah Parsons. Because it is clear Jerry Jones has buyer's remorse from the contract he gave Dak Prescott, making him the highest paid player in NFL history. Jerry Jones has said as much. When asked about Micah Parsons' contract negotiations and discussions, Jerry Jones mentions what happened with Dak Prescott, his contract, the lack of playoff success, etc., which has nothing to do with Micah Parsons, because Micah Parsons is a good thing for the Cowboys. Micah is a great ambassador. He's a great player, top 3 pass rusher in the entire NFL, the entire league. So this proves that Jerry Jones isn't responding to Micah Parsons' performance or his present actions. Jerry is responding to his past regret, which has nothing to do with Micah Parsons and is not a good way to do business. Now, this is sabotaging his own team, because he also hired an entirely new coaching staff. Brian Schottenheimer, Matt Eberflus. And everyone knows that when you have new coaches, it is imperative to have all of your best players there and engaged, or else every single thing that you prepare, every single thing you practice is incomplete, because it's going to change once that player returns. So incomplete preparation leads to incomplete performance, L's. And that's what we're seeing already in the preseason. First, the Cowboys are 0-2. I know it's preseason, it doesn't really mean anything, et cetera. But if you're playing and you're on the field and you're showing up, hey, you're showing up to win. You're competing. So I don't care if it's preseason or not. You're 0-2. And in the first preseason game against the Los Angeles Rams, there's video, actual proof, evidence of Dak Prescott walking up to Stan Kroenke, the Los Angeles Rams owner, and saying, "I will see you in the NFC Championship game," which is ridiculous, because to make the NFC Championship game requires at least 2 playoff wins in the same playoff run. The Cowboys have 2 playoff wins in the last 10 years. This is ridiculous. Jerry Jones isn't focused on putting the most competitive product on the field. He's focused on the entertainment of it. Here's another example of that. In the same game, his star receiver, CeeDee Lamb, is celebrating a play he thinks his teammate is going to make. Now, in the process, he's on the sideline obstructing the ref's running point. And the ref ends up colliding with him, and the play never was made. He's celebrating early. What are we doing? So all of this results in the Cowboys not being a winning team this season. So as a result of Jerry Jones focused on more of the entertainment of the Cowboys versus the competition of them, the Cowboys will win at best 7 games this season and miss the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive year. Because a rotten core cannot produce good fruit. And from a competitive standpoint, the Cowboys are stinking up the joint. Unlike Ben Johnson, who's been a sweet-smelling aroma for the Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson is a breath of fresh air in the Windy City. And he is breathing life all throughout the organization, just coming off of a 38-0 romping against the Buffalo Bills. I know it's preseason, but I love what I'm seeing from Ben Johnson. His press conferences, how he speaks, how he conducts himself, you just see it, confidence. He has that it factor. And his press conferences, how he speaks, is filled with confidence, intentionality, focus, intensity. And it is amazing to see because you're also watching that being reproduced in his entire team. In the preseason, he's on the sideline celebrating with his team, expressing his competitive fire. It's amazing to see. His offense is innovative. You have wide receivers running across the field completely wide open. And that also led to Caleb Williams having a very, very good first showing of the preseason, going 6 for 10, over 100 yards, 1 touchdown, and no turnovers. This is amazing because this is a night and day showing from what we saw last year. Because Matt Eberflus, the head coach of the Bears last year, and Ben Johnson couldn't be more different. Here's what I mean. So much of the time last year, Matt Eberflus looked like he just didn't care. He was unsure in press conferences, stoic and apathetic on the sideline when his team made a play or didn't make a play, and simply could not figure out a solution to the team's problems. There was no belief in Matt Eberflus' ability to lead the team to victory, and as a result, the team's performance reflected who Eberflus was as a coach, going 5-12 last year, and also over his last 3 years, over the 3 years with Matt Eberflus, winning only 30% of the games. So that reflected who Eberflus was and is as a leader. Here's why this is important. Because you reproduce who you are. And at this point, Ben Johnson is proving to be an electric, confident, strategic, innovative leader of men. And this will produce the first winning season for the Chicago Bears in the last 7 years. Let's go. There will be at least 9-8. So as we close, all right, remember, a rotten core cannot produce good fruit because you reproduce who you are. So if you're an entrepreneur and you want to create a joyful culture in your company, you cannot do that if you're depressed. You cannot reproduce disciplined kids without being disciplined. You cannot reproduce peace if you're an anxious presence, because a rotten core cannot produce good fruit. And there we have it. From the Hate to Lose podcast, I'm your host, Christian John Bradley. I'll see you next week. Let's go.